ticker symbol FNGR pretty much got the upside and the downside that we were looking for. Let's go ahead and go over the charts because there could be a loading zone present and available maybe in the immediate short term. So let's go ahead and go over those metrics now, team. See if we can get that validated before tomorrow's session so we can have an edge over the trade. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an FNGR technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Hump Day Wednesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team, so we are looking at FNGR here on the 4-hour chart. And if you are not familiar with what I'm talking about here, this is the chart where we noticed that we had a massive head and shoulders formation, right? So beyond that formation, we're looking at a regression line here that it's perfectly, I mean, we have used this regression line for several bounces to the upside. As you can see here, we have a touchdown to this regression here. Boom, got that upside. Another one right over here, an immediate upside, right, team? Another touchdown here, which was the area that we were able to call out the last time. 371 bottom, another upside there. And guess what's happening yet again, right? So we have that upside here. We bounce. We printed a 4-hour 3 white soldiers candle formation, of which played out nicely. Actually, we did end up getting a pretty nice upside today. That upside ended up being at about 563 before a pullback. But please remember that that pullback was absolutely expected. We spoke about it yesterday in yesterday's video, and we talked about a potential 516 bottom with a further potential at 509. Okay, team. So we currently closed the after hours trading at about 513. So that is leading to a loading zone, right, team? So we're looking at a potential drop to that 509 where we could possibly get long and then face another upside. But let's validate all of that before we can actually make any of those decisions, right? We must be in the know here before any of that. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. Right, so this is also particularly to the people who have not been following my videos and who may be new to the videos here, team. So please go ahead and notice that we do have this is a descending broadening wedge, and it is in the process of breaking out from the true test number 4, right? So this would be from the golden rule of 3, right? We have a test number 1, 2, 3. This is the capitulation event that happens usually after test number 3. And then this is a true breakout test number 4. Usually that test number 4 tends to be the one, but test number 5 can also be one to look at. Okay. But in this situation, as you can see right down here, we are facing an immediate support right from that trend line, right from that newly converted what was a resistance into now a support. So that conversion there seems to be working thus far. So we have to keep an eye on this just so that we can make sure that we are leading on the right path, and there could be a continuation to the upside. Okay, team. So let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the ARQ algo here. So this is composure. And if you are not familiar with this algorithm here, this is actually the newly released composure algo that comes together with another 7 algos, right, team? So this is very, very intuitive, and it's highly in demand right now because of its one feature. I noticed that this is a very popular feature amongst the community, right, team? So this has the ability to display to you when the asset is potentially under manipulation, right? So if I can go ahead and just remember here exactly when we had those manipulation signals, lots of them, right? I mean, I'm talking about these X's here. These yellow X's mark off manipulation in the market, and it is able to show you that before a capitulation happens. Now, there is something else to know about this manipulation signal too. It is able to give you the manipulation which follows a downside, right? So it's typically a bearish signal, right? Just like over here, you can see that we've started dropping, right? It gives us high manipulation signals, and it continues dropping, right? Another 2 right down here, and it continues dropping. But if you notice right up here, this was a bottom side manipulation signal that ended up, yes, flashing to the downside, but corrected towards the upside, right? And you can see clearly on this one that this was just a massive descent. So if you are interested in acquiring these indicators, please go ahead and get in touch with us, just like on the email in the intro. That's arqindicators@gmail.com, and we can go ahead and get you situated with these fine algos, right, team? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. Well, I guess before we do that, we can see that the 30-minute time frame is suggesting a continuation to the downside. This red triangle is indicative of the the EMA 8 crossing below the EMA 2, which suggests a continuation to the downside. Now, we were able to tell that we were facing a downside starting from right up here at about $5.50 from today's session, where this blood diamond appeared next to an X. This pair usually signals an immediate sell-off and a potential continuation to the way down, paired with this little red diamond. That actually tells you that there is a continuation to the way down, even still to follow. Okay, so this is very accurate. It's showing us some nice price action activity before it happens. Okay, team. So I like what we're seeing here. So let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. So I know a lot of people are keeping in line here with me the bi-daily golden cross, which is going to be the SMA 50 crossing upside of the SMA 200. Okay, so this is a very important and bullish crossover strategy that can lead the price action towards an upside continuation. Okay, team. So please go ahead and notice that we are at the brink of this. I'm thinking that we may be able to get this cross on Friday and see if hopefully we can get a nice push to the upside. What I do have to warn you though, team, is that tomorrow is going to be the CPI data release, right? So these macroeconomic reports can lead to immediate sell-offs and immediate pumps to the upside or downside in the broader markets. So what I can tell you is that if we do face an immediate sell-off from the major indices, we may be able to face some downside here as well. All right, so I understand that I'm presenting to you a potential loading zone, but we have to make sure to keep an eye on a couple targets in order to make an educated decision based on what entry zone we can get. Remember, we are speaking of here the paper trading regarding trading views. So if you are new to the trade and you would like to trade like me, go ahead and refer to the description below where you will find the trading view link, right? So that's my affiliate link, and it would help my trading future out greatly if you did start an account with them. Okay, team. So let's go ahead and move on here to the next chart and see what else is happening, right? Not this one here. Let's move on to the next one and see what's up. So yeah, regarding GTII yesterday paired with FNGR, we did notice that there was a bit of an inverse play happening, and it's still kind of happening right now. So yesterday we were talking about the bottom side target for GTII to be around 75.52. And we ended up getting 75.01. Okay, so we were pretty close to the target that we were talking about for a low before a bounce to the upside, of which we got. Okay, so GTII analysis playing out very nicely. And if you do remember, or if you do recall from yesterday's video, we were talking about this drop to 75.52 before a bounce to the upside and then starting a new chop zone here. Okay, team. So there may be an indication that we could be chopping around between the areas of about 75.01 to around the top side of about I'd say about 80 cents, right, team? So this could be a range that we could be stuck on temporarily. And as you're noticing here, the 6-hour time frame RSI is coming up to a resistance, which is indicative of finding that resistance yet again right around that area of about 80. I would say, let me see the top side here. It says 80 cents, right? So yeah, we could face a top side 80 cent here and then face a pullback to eventually catch that 75.01 yet again before another upside. So this is GTII is suggesting some consolidation. And to be very honest with you, a lot of tickers may be facing that type of pressure because of the CPI read tomorrow. Okay, team. So now the FNGR asset, of course, we are looking at here, this dropping to 513 in the post market. We were speaking about a potential drop to 509. Okay, so 509 is essentially the target that I'm still kind of focusing on. But if I were to give you a range, then we could possibly look at one here. So let's, I guess we can keep into consideration the 6-hour time frame, right? So let's go ahead and mark off, first of all, the 509 area that we're speaking of, right? I mean, very close already. So let's see, the range. Okay, let me correct it from 509. I'm going to correct that target to, let's see, let's go ahead and use 504. And and let's match this. Let's match this right here. There could be, yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and favor this area here at about 491 if we even get that low. But 491 would actually mark off, well, the center of this support zone would mark off the retest of the of this trend line, right? The head and shoulders regression, right up in here, right? So if we are able to get that drop, I think we can get the lowest end to be around 491, 490. Okay, team. So yeah, 509 is matching still really nicely here to the regression, but just in case the regression fails just a little bit, like here, right? We can fail the support with just with the wick down, right? But the important thing is that we close the candle upside of the support zone. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about as far as the target. Now, if we are, let's go ahead and take a look at the RSI here and see what else is in store for FNGR. So yeah, let's go ahead and notice that we do have a downside pivot here on the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame, suggesting a continuation to the downside, of which we already know is going to happen, right? So we're going to be able to face a potential loading zone 2. So remember those targets around 491 to 509 potential loading zone before a continuation to the upside. We still have to observe what the price action is going to do in the broader markets upon that CPI read. Now, the bi-hourly time frame is suggesting some consolidation, right? So again, this is pretty much indicative over what is going to happen tomorrow with the CPI data release. Okay, team. 4-hour time frame also suggesting a little bit of consolidation here. Moving on to the 8-hour time frame, we do have some downside to look at. The bi-daily time frame also with a downside, but in the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, which may be able to get us a quick rejection to that upside. Same situation here with the 3-day time frame. It's in the gravitational zone, team. So what I'm looking at here is that the upper time frames, the major upper time frames, are waiting for the influence from the shorter time frames to essentially mitigate or choose what that overall direction can be. Okay, team, so let's just go ahead and take this step by step. I'm going to be streaming this again, team, at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. So let's go ahead and come by the stream. Let's keep the play in mind so that we know exactly what could be happening. Okay, team, so please remember, do not take whatever I'm showing here or iterating within these videos as any form of financial advice. Okay, I need you to listen, you guys. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool, okay? But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.
In my opening statement, I talked about the rise in
Don't make fun of that mistake that I just made. Adios.